Morning.
Morning, mate. How are you?
Okay. You?
Yeah, all right. Had a rough sleep last night. Every not more than an hour at a time.
Is it Matty?
Yeah, it was Maddie. So I was doing some emails and things late. Then got to sleep. Went to bed at 11:30. Woke up. She started kicking off at like 12:15, and then I just remember seeing the clock: 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and then she was just too awake. So just got up and then put her in the gym, entertained her a little bit, cleaned her. Yeah. She refluxed a little bit on herself, and then
Do you think?
Last night.
Was it too early?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
No.
That's half the problem. Then you got to deal with the mother. So she was also very grumpy. So confident from both sides. Anyway, today's a new day. So let's have a quick look. How did everyone go yesterday?
I didn't trade yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks to yeah.
Yesterday was amazing for moves. So a little bit bummed out. I got in the stream. got into this buy, and then I got basically stopped out by only a couple pips. So got into the buy at this point. Where's my pen? Wasn't on this time frame. 5 minute, 3 minute. There it was on the 3 minute. So this candle price came down. Was looking for it to bounce off around this area. This was the liquidity candle. Got into the trade right here. Price pushed up nicely. Secured 40% around this point. Price came down. This time I moved my stop to break even. So this just tagged me out. Really annoying. Then price moved away. I didn't really touch it for a while. So then just sort of watched it just drift and drift and drift. Then it was when we got to about this area. I was waiting to see what it was going to do. Was it going to bounce off of this area, this New York low from previous, or this Asian 50%? And then it didn't. You know, it just grinded and grinded and grinded and grinded. So I quite liked that. I like the look of that. So I didn't actually take a trade again inside this bit, but I did like when price did pull back in the New York session to give it a go. And I especially had a really good trade on NAS. Let me show you NAS. Okay, so everything was just straight bullish yesterday, and it was a tricky one to navigate because there was no news. So I was kind of waiting to see like what was going to come to like cause this drive, and I didn't really see anything in particular. So if someone does know or have a reason why, I didn't even check the market updates. NAS was an excellent one. Hey Thorsten, how are you? NAS was an excellent one. So NAS did the same drive up, and during this day, I flagged this area, and I was like, you know what, I really like this. At the time, price was looking like this. And I saw we've got the New York, the current New York low of the day. New York Stock Exchange was this candle, these candles. So it did take out the New York low, but we hadn't really dipped into the London session too much. So I had this area flagged. I was like, this area stands out a lot to me. It's around the London 50%. We've got the monthly level here, and we've got a little bit of structure here just underneath the New York low. So I didn't think that this New York high was going to be, I thought we were going to have some pullback at some stage. So I was pretty keen to trade it down to that level, and then I was pretty keen to trade up off that level. The moves were far bigger than I expected. So I got the sell because I usually look for a move between 4 and 5 o'clock UK time, which is the London close trade. At 5 o'clock, on the 5 minute candle, this is the candle that I saw. Okay, this candle right here. So there's a little rejection candle, and that one was at 4:30, 4:35. So I executed on that one, and actually I held most of the trade to here, secured. Really was thinking I should have just done nothing. I was actually watching something with my partner, and I knew I should have just left the phone with the alerts on just to see where the price got down to my price point, but I couldn't help but look and see what I was doing. So I saw when price was really ripping down, and I was like, I just couldn't help myself but close basically the majority of it. It was around the London high-ish area. And then I was like, yep, done. I'll just leave it to the hands of the gods. And I couldn't believe there's only, like, it wasn't even that much longer. Then I saw my alert went off. Where was it? So the alert went off. It triggered saying price had reached this level. I was like, because I had a couple alerts above, so I wasn't sure if it was the alert above that price had come back and stopped me out, but it actually hit my target and then hit the order that was sitting here, and price just rocketed away. Crazy. New all-time high. Kept on exceeding that new all-time high. This is the all-time high as well, by the way. Another reason why I was thinking that this is a good bit lovely place for a rejection. But geez, man, just hundreds of pips. So all the way down, all the way up. So I made my withdrawal last night, so I'm done. I'm literally done. You know, I was gonna buy in. I just thought like this, we're just gonna keep on going up and up and up and up now. So I was really keen to make the withdrawal and then buy into, like, just buy some ETFs with it. And my code wasn't working to my phone to log into I could log in, but I couldn't. I've got to buy credits to make you can only buy credits to make a purchase. You can't just purchase and then you can't just purchase you can't deposit into your account and then purchase with the money in there. You need to buy credits that you use to then use your money in your account, and I couldn't get the code to come through to get those bloody credits, so I had to be on emails with them because it's an Australian company. They didn't get back to me until like through my night, and then I need to set up the authenticator app a bit better because I can't rely on the phone text to come through to the UK sometimes. Anyway, beautiful trades. Gold was amazing as well. I was saying that I was keen on gold yesterday to buy. It was so low. We're down to these like near 2,000 mark. So I was saying I'm really keen to be buying this one. Had a little buy on it, but I wasn't watching. I was watching the indices, and then also had Euro Aussie sells, which I was also keen on. So we saw from up here, and it just dropped, you know, heaps. So yesterday was a fantastic day. Really, really happy with yesterday. Thanks, Len. Ivan, hello. How you doing? Okay, some questions. Good morning, beginner trader. Hello, teacher. You're in DAX buys. Cool, good one. All right, let's see where we're at then for today. We are looking at German. We had retail sales that gave German a pop. Huge miss in the retail sales. Massive miss. Kind of thought that was going to happen because the city's been quiet. The city has been really, really quiet. And like, I remember not last year, sorry, not the Christmas just gone. Well, it is the Christmas just gone, but I remember what I'm trying to say is the Christmas before that, the city was just packed. Like, it was really just not fun to go in. And like, I usually go for a part of my walk. I'm really close to the city, so I walk into the city, walk around, and it was just really not enjoyable to walk in the city because it was so busy. Last Christmas just gone, the lead up to Christmas was quiet. So not surprised retail sales for December just taken a massive hit. Huge miss. Anyway, that's really positive for the case of Bank of England to cut rates. You know, maybe they're not going to do that, but at least it's a data set that's going to lead to those that narrative being pushed stronger. So what we've seen a pop in FTSE, German, but more importantly, a pop in FTSE. So huge push. Look, you don't normally get that kind of push in this yellow sections. Well, we had GDP news. We had pound news then as well. But normally it's not as aggressive. We normally get like a small little pre-London session with FTSE, unless there's news, of course, at 7 o'clock. But the reason for this is case for lower interest rates leads to a weaker pound, and most of the country businesses in the UK 100, their income is in US dollars, so a weaker pound is better for profits. So you see, if you see pound go down, you see FTSE go up generally. So nice move. Hope someone saw it, caught it. For German, we're in a huge correction phase now. Now the question is, we pushed down. This was the green area that we flagged as a buy zone just a couple of days ago in our streams. Price has just since basically tapped down, pushed into it, and then it's just had an almighty correction again. So we are sort of in this area. So the question was, are we going to be able to get back into this range? We sort of sat there just underneath. I'm wondering, the question I have is, I quite like this area on the lower time frame. So if it wasn't for that initial, that new, what are you guys' thoughts? Oh yeah, Joe. Yeah, someone mentioned that last week. The thing with the farmers still in Germany with their tractors. Gold is firing on all cylinders. Anyone take advantage of gold yesterday after we were saying like to basically just buy it? Gosh, you're a quiet bunch today.
Sorry, Matt. I haven't been paying attention. I'm looking at this level that gold's at quite intensively, waiting for some form of reaction.
Mm-hmm.
I think gold just for me at the moment, because Germans sort of had that good news, and it's not good news, but good for the German. And that's in this holding pattern. I can't really read it very well, whereas gold's rocketing up to a level which I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Actually accelerating. That's just been sitting neatly on its EMAs and trend line for the last hour and a half, and then all of a sudden the last 15 minutes it's accelerated. So questioning why is it accelerating and where's it going?
Yeah. Nas.
Right near London high in London high, New York high.
Yeah, there's near that New York high.
Is that Thursday? Thursday.
Nas has just smashed the all-time high.
Yeah. I think German will pull back. I just don't know whether it will spike up first.
Yeah.
I can't see it moving without correcting some of that 5-minute candle that just rocketed up 50 pips.
It was only literally a couple of days ago. Literally 2 days ago. And this candle was like this. Let me... oh man, why is everything so slow? I know why, but it's annoying. Okay, only 2 days ago, this monthly candle was like that.
Yeah,
how quickly things change. So now it's back. I was saying that if January is good, it bodes well generally for the year. Generally, not always. But this is going to be. This could be a massive year. We thought last year was big, given that it increased. NAS increased from January. This was January to December. NAS put on 44% of the total market value. You can imagine like just how overvalued everything is. Yeah, it's kind of looking scary that this could look parabolic. If we look at it, let me think. Every time we've had a correction, the pullbacks, every time we've had a correction, the move after has been stronger. So imagine this: we've had the COVID correction. This could just go boom. Alright, come on, German. Pull back to our zone, and I'll look to buy.
Not his fault.
The other side of that argument probably was.
Well, I've already been on the other side of one argument today. And it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning. Had a pillow thrown at me. Well, had a pillow thrown on the couch. Okay. It's London that's going to do the business, so let's see what it does. Do they just buy, or they pull back and manipulate price? The other option that I'll look at is London open with no bottom wick, just going straight up. And then I don't really want to short it, but if it does happen, London opens, goes straight up with no bottom wick, I'll do a little bit more analysis now. There are a couple levels, but it was a little bit unclear. Because at the time I was hoping that the price would just go down, so I didn't want to plan for sells. But if London opens no bottom wick, I'll look to trade back down to the London where it opened, because that's usually a fairly safe play. But it's not the trade I want to take, but it may just be the trade I have to take. So if that's the case, I'll show you why I didn't really want to look at that, is because this was the New York high. That was an area that's always going to be of something. We already flagged, we already tapped it, but now I've got to analyze this rubbish, and I really don't like the look of this. So it's just not clear to me. I guess we've got the Asian low. That probably lines up with the New York 50 actually. That will be very close to that. So maybe I'll just do a shortcut and take that. Okay, so this is your New York, more or less your New York 50%. Okay, so if that's the New York 50%, here, Asian low, and it's pretty much a London 50% as well. So not a bad spot for price. If it's above here, we've got clean traffic, which could be scary. Now, the option is, do you want to trade up to that level as well? Do you want to buy the high of the day for another 40 pips? It's kind of looking likely, isn't it? Already been burnt once, taking a trade before London Open, where I was hoping that was going to, it was on this day. Yeah, it was here, right here, this thing. This is where I took that loss. Only loss this week on this account from Monday, anticipating that this was going to push straight up. It didn't. Went straight down. Alright. Thoughts, guys? What are your trade plans?
Yeah, I am anticipating a pullback short on German. What's it just spike up a little bit further, but
Go to all chart view, all time view rather. 15 minutes. I'll do the 30 minute down here. 15 minute top left. 5 minute top right. 3 minute bottom right. I do wonder as well if it will follow something like this. Hey Tom. Something like this, and then have like the reaction. Don't know how this leg will go, but something like this. Break up, come down, push up, then actually hold, and then go up. We'll see.
I was just looking back at the 18th of August when a very similar miss happened on the numbers there on the same thing.
Oh yeah?
It pushed up at 7 o'clock, and then on the 8 o'clock candle, it came right down.
I hope that's what happens. To be honest, what do you think? Are you leaning to buys or sells for London Open?
I'm going to watch it.
You're gonna watch it? Yeah. Yeah, good input though. Just good idea to go check out the last time it happened. I find well, if Friday could be a little bit messy, but I find London often corrects those kind of moves. Cars of travel. What about gold? Gold, I'm bullish on. Very bullish. I've been speaking all week about being bullish. So, the move when it came down, the best opportunities was when it was down at 2000, between 2002 and 2004. A little bit tricky to get in because it was there at the end of the day, end of the trading day, like the end of the New York session. So you'd have to pay swap fees, which aren't cheap on gold if you wanted to hold, and I wasn't sure if it was going to dip a little bit lower, so I wanted to wait for Asian session at least. But then when it was like 2007, then it started pushing up. Now trading at 2030, you missed the move should be in, but I'm bullish on it. You know, I think we'll keep on going. I think we'll have a bumper year. So this is an amazing move up. So I'm very, very bullish on gold, but you don't want to buy the highs when it's moving like this. You want to wait for it to like establish itself, maybe do a little fake out, and then look to keep on going north. Yeah, yesterday I was in gold. It wasn't a big position. Come on. Really love to see it just drop and drop and drop. So this move up now, bets are off because of the last this last couple minutes. If we're settling here at this point for London Open, I would have said a good chance with prices pushes straight up. But this is why I don't like entering just before London. Because the last like 5 minutes has been, has really changed the shape of the 15-30 minute candles. So it's better to wait. Oh, good one. You want to go yesterday? Yeah. Yesterday was the move when we were down near 2000. I think 2000 is the floor for this year. Anytime it pulls back down today, I think you got much better upside. Okay, here is the open in 15 seconds. So again, my main trade that I want to take is buying from this area. All right, this is the open. The tricky thing with German and well, German more is having these poor retail sales and numbers coming out of like this Europe and UK zone one hand, you're going to have investors are just so keen to see that, because they're going to say, oh, we're going to cut interest rates sooner, and that's going to be really good for the stock market. And then the other narrative is recession, which is bad for the stock market. So there is always going to be like these mixed signals. And you're never sure which current is going to take the market on the morning. So it's always, always got to tread carefully. Never risk more than you should. Plan your areas. Was there a hint that Fed was going to begin QE? Yeah, they've been doing it. They've been doing it the whole time. In different channels, they've been doing stealth QE with their mainly through their bank bailout program. Hey, morning, Don. Oh, sorry, I saw your question regarding OBEX. I was gonna say, I wasn't quite sure what you meant. The algo's trading more at OBEX? Do I teach? Yeah, I teach trading in my group. It's not so much a course though. It's like it's not like a structured course. It's hours and hours of study sessions together, and like just consistency, repetition. There's heaps of courses out there. Oh, options. Yeah, that's today, isn't it? I'm not too sure. One thing I was thinking about, which could explain a lot of the flows, like the burst of activity yesterday, was the way that the US do their payments. And a lot of the times, it's in the mid-month. You see a lot of them deposit into their 401ks, which is technically, it's like our pension fund in Australia, our superannuation. Like most supers or pension funds are geared into the stock market. So if you're seeing like payments come through for the first month of the year, halfway through the month, a lot of times that will deposit into their 401k, which will then be buying the stock market essentially. Obviously it's a mix how they've got it set up, but that can give that boost mid-month. And yesterday was pretty much one of the mid days. We'd also seen the VIX spike up, which is calculated loosely on options, I believe, on gathering the options. So we had seen volatility in the VIX index, and that also it pulled back a little bit yesterday. You see like these rises, then it started to pull back a little bit late, and we're starting to see it drop off a bit today. Only a little bit. It's pretty hard to chart this old VIX index. So messy. Look at it. But when you get down to like below 13, below 12, that's really, really low number. So there's really low volatility. That's not volatility so much, but like low fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So it kind of made sense that there was going to be a rebound, especially, and then for equities, it's oppositely correlated. So we've seen that pullback in the equities. Oh, sorry, over here. And then prices just boomed again, so oh well. Okay. So London didn't open with no wick, which is a little bit annoying, because that's a gift when it does that. Oh, and Don, if you just arrived, if you didn't see before, I'm looking to buy from this purple area. Might have a bit of waiting to do. Yeah. Now, I've got two areas planned. I've got one area is here, and the other area is here. Now the question is, I would like to trade off of. This is the one I prefer to trade from. I'd prefer just to wait and just take a buy, and that was my original plan. Now, do I want to trade to that level, or do I want to trade up to this level as well? If I see something that looks good from down here area, like if I see some price action where perhaps we're getting something pushing down, and then a wick up, and then down, and then I see another one wick down, and then push up. Like this, then to me what that's done is, we've seen this a few times this week, to me that creates a range. Then if we're closing outside of that range, it needs a range in here a little bit. Then if we're closing outside of that range, then I'll be bullish until this is closed underneath. And I would say there's a good chance now we push up to that level. It may even happen somewhere inside of this area. Is anyone brave enough to take this as a support being formed?
Yeah, I didn't hold it then. Come on, drop.
All right. Well, my YouTube people stay on. My Zoom people obviously stay on. It's very quiet. So, Trading Up people, if you're watching on the Trading Up YouTube, I'm going to continue on mine. All right, Haydos FX on YouTube. But there's no questions coming through whatsoever, so I'm going to consolidate my attention. I'm going to take back one screen, and I'm going to get my. I'm going to put stuff on there, some news and things. So, if you want to keep watching, you can go and find it. If not, I'll see you next week. Have a good weekend. My YouTube people, stay on. We're not done.
Right. Backing up.
Beautiful. Cool. All
Freeing
right.
up some mental equity, eh?
Sorry, what was that?
Freeing up some mental equity.
It's just my computer runs so slow, so it's just a pain. And I want to focus on sometimes, like, it was fine today, but I was thinking about it as well. Like, sometimes if there's sometimes you get people on there that it's just social media in general. Some people, sometimes you run into people that just aren't worth the time. So I prefer just to my YouTube is good. My YouTube is good. I'm not saying anyone else's YouTube's bad, but when, like, TradingView's got heaps of followers, heaps and heaps and heaps. So he's done well to build it up, but no doubt you get when you got that many as well. I mean, there's not many people, not many eyes on it, but when you get that many, you're going to have some trolls in there as well. So this week's mostly been fine, absolutely fine. But you do get those annoying ones that'll, like, just sort of like just say US yen. You're like, what about US yen? And that, to me, is distracting, and I don't want to be distracted. Hey, favorite. Hey, made way over. Good man. How you going on the Blue Garden Challenge? That bloody thing pisses me off. It was going well, and then I made a boo-boo, and I lost a lot of the profits, and then it was going fine. Then I made a mistake on so I made a boo-boo initially with the with some pending orders that just didn't work out, and then I put a trade on which was on the phone, and I know I'm more prone to mistakes on the phone, and I made a big one. I made a big mistake on it. So not sure if you guys are, well, no, a lot of you are familiar, but trading on the phone, when I was trying to manage different accounts, like my personal account's my main focus, and then I've got but the personal account and then the Blue Guardian, the lot sizes are different. So, for example, like if I put on a trade on my personal account for one standard lot, on the prop account I need to do 0.1. And the thing is that when I was rushing to take a trade the other day, and I went on my personal account and I hit buy, and then when I went into the prop account, when I logged into the prop account, it always just keeps your most recent lot size.
Yep.
So I just hit buy. I hit buy on my personal account, logged into my prop account, then hit buy. I was happy with the lot sizes, but I forgot to make the change. And then I did it again as well, stupidly. I did it again when I realized, I was like, how could I have made the same mistake again? And this was only a couple of days ago. Was that I logged into my personal account, then I logged into the prop account, and I changed the lot size, but then I wanted to make sure that the risk wasn't too much, so I checked the pending order, like as in you can do pending order, you can move your stop loss and you move your take profit, and I changed the lot size. I was like, yeah, that's the risk I want. So I exited out of the pending order and then went to go market execution, But even when you change from pending order, it just resets to the initial lot size again, and I did it again. And every time it's usually when because if I'm not sitting here at the computer, if I'm not at the computer, I've got my daughter, and that's when I'm making all these mistakes. So I did it again, and I thought maybe it's not such a bad idea. I let it run a little bit, and then it was looking good. And I was like, this could be nice. And I was up like $350, and I thought, I really love this area. So I scaled in, and it went south very quickly. So I was like, I over leveraged. That's the problem with it. Yeah. So that's the problem. So it's negative. It's negative. It's still going, but it's kind of doesn't give me much motivation to trade it, as opposed to my personal account, where I don't make the same sort of mistakes because I'm sitting here to do it. And also when like I said at the start of the stream, the way I manage my accounts is that I withdraw, and it's kind of that instant gratification to know that I can withdraw, and then I put it into an account, and then I buy the ETFs with it. So I kind of am using that money, seeing it constantly growing. And a prop account, you spend ages trying to hit your targets, and you can end up wasting a lot of time. Whereas on your personal account, every week, I prefer to try withdraw, and I like to withdraw if I can. Like I did a withdrawal yesterday, so I know because this week's been really good. Started off pretty bumpy on Monday, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday were really good. So I withdrew, and then Friday today, my account's back to even, so I'm a little bit more steady again. Like I'm not gonna over risk. I'm not gonna like take any like really hasty trades. And it's a good way to reset and constantly rebalance yourself, is that I know that can't really hurt me now. Like it's that overconfidence or being too much in profit.
That mistake you did on your phone had a similar issue with that logging in between two different accounts.
That's
and I had a trade running in, and then entered it again on my phone, like another position, but didn't realize that the lot sizes were different than my initial trade, and nearly flagged me for a martingale.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's on
I
Alpha.
picked up really quickly and closed the trade, and it was a winning trade, but like micro scalp, because I wanted to get out of it quickly so I didn't get flagged for the martingale.
Yeah.
Would have been a decent trade, but it wasn't worth losing the challenge over one silly scaling.
Yeah, the thing as well that gets me is when I've made most of these mistakes is like, normally the first thing I do is check the lot size. And so when I've changed into a different account, change the lot size, but until you actually put a trade on, it doesn't become the lot size. So you can change the lot size, but then if you measure things, or you change like time frame, it'll flick back to the previous lot size. It doesn't stay. It only remembers the last lot size of the trade you actually entered or managed. As in, like if I closed, so if say I put a trade on for a lot, one lot, and I close half a lot, because I closed half of a lot, it'll be half a lot for the next suggestion. Well, it'll save half a lot. If I say I close 0.49 lots, and I've only got 0.01 remaining, and then that closed out, the next trade size it will have saved is the last one that closed, which will be then 0.01. So you've got to constantly like always adjust it. But the thing is that I get caught on is when I'm trying to act quickly, I've changed the lot size, but then I just double check on the phone, or I go out of the app into TradingView just to check my levels, go back to the MetaTrader, and then it will sort of like reload, and then we've reloaded the last lot size, and I don't remember to check it again. That's where I've become unstuck, and I've messed the lot sizes up trading from the phone. But you don't make those mistakes on the computer, and that's why it's better to do it on the computer, but it's impossible when you've got, I really understand now, when you've got kids, it's impossible. You can't live your life on the computer, or just have access to go to the computer to check on things. One, when you've got a daughter so young, it's like I do like spending time with her. Two, we've got the dragon mum.
That's not the dragon one, mate. That's just any partner that has a spouse that uses a computer. You want that again? Yes, I want. You're done for the night.
Don, I got a new rule for myself: only 3 trades per day. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, I mean that's. I've kind of gone like I don't really take many more trades. Like I'll take 2 trades in London session. I'll look to take a couple trades in New York session, and I've looked to take a trade in London close as well. I really love that. London close has been, for risk reward purposes, has been by far my most profitable for the last 5 months. I guess we can talk about that. I'm happy to share that information for those that trade. And right now, nothing's happening. Literally nothing is going on. What a letdown.
I was just about to draw that.
Such a letdown today. Anyway,
I don't trust the direction it spikes out of that triangle either.
well,
It just,
the more
I've been mashed so many times by going with the first.
the busier I've gotten, the more I value time. And it's so easy to get sucked into trading just watching the candles move and move and move. When really, like, watching it's not going to change the result. It does change how you fiddle with it and play around with it. And I found the more I've watched it, like I'm really happy with my levels and zones. Like I'm really satisfied with how I pick things. It's more how I manage trades. Like I watch trades to try and improve the ability of scaling in. But you know it's tough and it's risky. So sometimes it's a little bit more stress than I want to take on sometimes for a day, especially if I'm pretty happy with the day. It's kind of like, do I want to add that kind of stress to my life by like having a position that's running good, add more risk to it? Because when it works out, oh man, it's the best feeling that you just really capitalized. When it doesn't work out, and it's I kind of think like, did I need to do that? Like I'm in a really, really good Zen place right now. Do I need to add stress? So the other thing is when I have done these things is just don't look at the screen. And I find that's the hardest thing to do. It's so freaking hard to put a trade on and not be curious to see how it's going. Really, really, really difficult. And I find it's kind of that crazy thing is like, if I've got stuff to do, if I'm driving somewhere, like I've been pretty busy lately with like researching this car that we're trying to get, trying to see all the models and whatnot, and trying to work out what the best thing is to do because of, you know, I don't know how long I've been in this country for. That's kept me busy, so I've been able to put trades on and then sort of just immerse myself. But as soon as I get a little pause, I'm back to wondering, just thinking like, I wonder how that trade is going. So I'll check, and then I'll be like, it's running really good, or it's not looking as good as like it sort of come back. Do I want to see all that profit go? So do I take a little bit? Do I move stop loss to break even? Do I look for another trade? Do I think about scaling in? And all of that's taking time as well, where I think that for me, I'm out of exchanging time for money. Now I want to get value for my time. So the best thing is to do is once you're in the trade, me watching this, not going to move it to my target. And I don't know when volume's going to hit. And you saw yesterday that it did nothing for the first like hour. It just chopped around. chopped around inside of here, and sort of more or less chopped around in this last little bit, and then the volume came after 10 o'clock, and it was just steady moves after that. And I was bullish. I'm being bullish on equities. So I should have just, like on this one, I don't want to move my stops to break even. I don't want to do that anymore. That's the thing I'm trying to like remove. But I do think it's good to manage your trade. So I'm happy to like scale out, I think, a little bit, and just leave my stop loss where it is to reduce risk, or scale in, but then just be comfortable that I'm going to take more losses as well. Because the way that the way, okay, I say that, and then when I did make those mistakes, when I was when I put some pending orders on, and then I was just so sick I just slept all day. They all went bad, and those are the cases where I'm like, no more pending orders. No, the ones that go good is like when you're watching it, you set your zones, you've seen how price moves, you're happy with the area, then you put the trade on, then do nothing. Like I don't want price to rip down and then just have a pending order here set. Like I want to see it rip down into my zone and then show signs of rejection, then put the trade on. So this is what the alerts are there for. All right, looking good. Is London close at 6 p.m. Between 4 and 5, or anywhere between 4 and 6, Don. The London close. Really? No, but I'm back in the UK. We've got to get a car, and our car's 10 years old this year. We don't really drive that much, but it's also too small. So like cars are shocking investment. So we want like I'm happy with an older car, like a couple years old. Sarah wants a newer car. A new car. And it's good, like it's worth getting like a decent, comfortable car if we're going to be here for a while. But if we're going to be here for 2 years, I'm kind of like, damn, it's such a waste of money. Rayleigh, hey, how are you? You prefer to place a trade, walk away. Yeah, that's where you get like value for your time, and you take that motion out of it. But sometimes you need to be set with your levels. Like this is what like watching, for me personally, it's what watching price is really important, is to get a feel for how price is moving on the day, and then especially to see how the Asian session is formed, or how the Euro session is formed, how the London session is formed, and then looking at levels within it that I'm really comfortable saying there's liquidity here, or New York hasn't done a down move yet, so it's likely that there's going to be a down move. Where's it going to go down to, and then set in the order there. But once you're in it, yeah, that's the best thing. Best thing is the best thing is just to either let your stop loss or take profit be hit. I find if your risk is not too big. I know another popular way of trading is enter with big size at your zones, but then have most of your trades won't go to full target, so you need to get risk out of that trade to minimize the risk that's left on it. So there you're sort of locked into watching it. There's no right or wrong answer. It comes down to personal preference. All right. Anyone in these cells?
Yeah. On that little pullback, just.
Sorry, Sarah. I'm just muting you. It's got the echo.
Yeah, when it broke that trend line, I just waited for it to slow down, and when it pulled back, and slowed down again, then I entered for it. I would have been on this with.
End up self down to myself. Yeah, I mean that's normal with everyone. Is our human condition is to be more aware of threats than it is to opportunities. So when you're in the trade, you're constantly on the lookout for danger rather than looking for opportunity. But the more you become aware of these things, the more you can like slowly create strategies around it, because trading is literally the opposite of your instinctual ability as a human is basically what keeps people poor in these markets. Oh, nice one, Jaro. Small wins in gold.
%50 of my Asian session that it just hit.
On gold.
My Asian session is missing. Yours is a little bit higher for some reason on.
Did you say 50% of Asians? Nowhere near.
No, near in gold. I'm talking German.
Oh, German. Oh, it's because I've got this spike up.
Yeah, mine doesn't have the spike, so that was the mid of this rubbish.
Yeah.
Another slow grind start, and then body 150 pips as soon as it does the screen.
All right. Nothing there. You know what I didn't read? I didn't read the New York North American wrap to see if there was any reason why we saw such heavy moves yesterday.
I'm liking this zone, Hayden.
What's that?
I'm liking this zone for a reaction on German. I know you don't like your trend lines, but if you zoom out on their 30, you go across your body closes all the way up to the sessions. What a nice zone.
Let me just. Let me just read this up. Oh no, sorry, I did read something. Wasn't the Fed hitting at QE? It was analysts raising the earning expectations for 5 of the top 7, 5 of the big 7 companies. because the Fed had been doing QE already. So I'm pretty sure it was the earning expectations being upgraded. But I didn't read to see if there was anything else. Yeah, earnings optimism. Yeah, I'm guessing it was the earnings optimism. I did read about that. I wasn't thinking. I did say in the Discord, it was with Russ and Annie. I was saying that we're likely to see like around that London close time as well is the time that we see like the treasury market auction results. And there was I posted in there when they had a really strong auction. 2.5 to 1, even these tips auctions. But when you have a bond market or treasuries and you get like a lot of bids and the rate that they want was higher than what was going on, what the previous one, often that's showing like bond volatility, and that's not good for stocks. So as the bond volatility, the last auction subsided a bit, and I think that's also what led to that late rally. But as soon as we get to the bonds, it's such a difficult, complicated thing. All right, so we're back at the base of the news candle. Can it hold? Or can it break and we see that selling take place into our buy zone? I'd like to see that. I'd like to see, especially good for people holding buys at the moment. Buys. Not good for people holding sells.
That'll give us 80 pips.
Yeah, good move. All right, George, you got your eye on Dow, hey? We've been seeing, confirm with me guys, the ones that follow the Dow, haven't we been seeing some opposite moves in like NAS, S&P and Dow? Dow's been doing opposite lately, hasn't it?
Dow and NAS aren't correlated very much at all.
They normally are.
Not at the
All
moment.
year they were, right up until the beginning of this week, and then they started doing opposite.
Yeah, that's the impression I had. They were very, very similar. The thing, huh?
I said if you're trading them at the exact same time, you can't necessarily buy one and then just buy the other one instantly. One will go into drawdown pretty quick.
That's during New York Stock Exchange open.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, not outside of that. And that's because NAS you've got 100 companies, and then US 30 you've got 30 companies. Some are the same, but some are different. So US 30 had Boeing, for example, and we've seen what happened to Boeing, which made it slide. And for them they lost like 25% of their valuation. But they don't make much of the market cap, but they're not in NAS. So NAS would shrug that off. But pre-markets, they should be moving. You'd think they should move pretty similar. Say more liquidity candles from above. Maybe not this 3 minute, but 4 minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See you later, George. Any predictions? No, not for US 500, sorry. It's not on my watch list every day, so I'm not really familiar with where it's. I mean, it's if it's the same as these equities, but I don't really have a. I don't form an opinion on NAS until London sessions more or less closed. Yeah, at the moment this is holding. So remember, this area was this range, this this grey zone. So we've got support, support, resistance across here, support, support, heavy candle down. Now, can this close? Can it close above and then have us inside of this range? I'd say then this area shouldn't be a problem to hit. Like 2 hours for this candle to go. If we're rejecting and closing underneath, we have rejected previously when price has tried to break above. I think it will break above. I'd say it's the probability of it breaking into the zone is very, very high. But can it reject once, come down, spike into this zone, and then close above to go up? That's what I really want to see. I'd really like to see that. But what I like and what I want, two different things. Well, what I like, what I want, what the market gives me is two different things. Market does what it wants. So looks like it's holding at the moment. We're getting a couple candles that are sitting here, little rejection candle, and then this one, broken the high of that bearish one now. And we are in an uptrend, so What do you guys think? You got any ideas? Anyone want to give a signal?
What like double bottom from my reversal pattern, and we have broken that downward trend one.
Mm-hmm.
This should reject here though for it to complete the pattern. This resistance here should be retested and act as support.
You thinking of this, huh?
Yeah, I agree, Matty.
Does anyone want to give that a go? Is anyone game to give that a go?
Yeah, come down a little bit lower.
Yeah, from this level.
Mm.
I'll do a paper trade for it because it's not my plan.
This is holding.
Paper trade.
Just stuck between this and that.
Not my idea though. It is a TRP. Oh, a doorbell. I'll be back.
Mhm.
All right, back.
We tested that zone.
Yeah, we're in the trade. Maddie's cot bed arrived. I gotta put it together. Let's go, come on. Push.
Remember I was saying earlier how we're in that consolidation.
Yeah, you're saying not to take the first
don't-
breakout.
Don't trust that first break. Like that could be the liquidity grab.
Yeah.
So that was the true trend reversal in my eyes. Because you look at that on a higher time frame, and that's just a wick.
Yeah. 30-minute.
Look at it on the 30.
It is.
That's pretty slow. That's not my way, is it?
All right, YouTube people, it's come to that time. Zoom, stay on. We'll have a chat. So let's see where this goes. Really love to see. Well, it's been a fairly quiet session. Haven't had really anything going on. So hopefully, me ending the stream means the volume kicks in. This happened yesterday. So, best of luck. Have a good weekend. Alrighty. Zoom people, stay on.